think that if we allow only informed people make choices, then they are able to make informed choices. And what does informed choices have to do with development? For example, talk about financial policies. We think that these are positions that are well thought of, positions that have been analyzed from left to right, and intellectual discourses all examined before a decision is reached. Oftentimes, democracy today makes people vote the faces behind these issues, but not the issues. We want people to move beyond the faces of the people who present these issues. But look at what issue does Raila Odinga present? What issue does Besigye present? Let's not look at him as a former reform legislation. Legislates across disciplines. And unfortunately, not everyone is an expert in all these disciplines. The question of genetically modified seeds is a question that, for example, if you are not so researched about, you should abstain your voting. And that is why we say there should be an ethical consideration to this. That you, as an informed citizen, my comrade Manzi is a citizen of Uganda, for the interest of this citizen, of the other citizens of this country, why do you put your vote on something you are devoid of knowledge about? Is the question we present in this debate. We don't talk about people who don't know how to read and write. I said this earlier, and I've said it again, and this should stop now. It can't continue. Otherwise, then we are not debating. Let's face the facts. Should people who are aware of only the discourse in the debate of vote partake of the vote or not? That is the debate. And I don't like it because you are squirreling.
Of squirreling, I do not know if he thought he would accuse me of herring and snaking and ratting. But that aside, he accuses me of insisting that the definition of literacy should be that which we all agree to, which is the ability to make sense of the written word, or logos as the Greeks would term it. And I said, very well, I accept that accusation as unfounded as it is. And since it is your day-to-day to affirm a motion which you have sadly failed to affirm, I will stick with your establishment of a definition as literacy being the ability to understand issues. Now, let us interrogate this new definition of literacy, understanding. How do we measure understanding? Is it only the expatriates? Is it only those with doctoral degrees? Is it only those who have been? But ladies and gentlemen, think of the mother at this point in Chirudu Hospital here in Kawempe. And as the doctors of this country go into their third day of industrial action and having laid down their tools of work, that mother who is at the point of losing her firstborn child, who is at the point of losing this apple of her beautiful eyes, because indeed all Ugandan women have beautiful eyes. This woman who is at the point of having her life yanked in several pieces and rent in thousands and multiple fragments, does she not understand that government ought to prioritize the salaries and emoluments of doctors? Do you have to take that woman to a university and teach her these things in a very complicated and very intellectual way for her to understand this?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see, the biggest problem that Team Negative does not understand is that this woman who is in the hospital that they put her in this debate voted. She voted. And if truly her vote counted, and if truly her vote actually was able to make things move on, we wouldn't have doctor strikes. This simply means that decisions made by people who are not informed do not provide the true essence of democracy, which is a democracy such that government is able to provide for the wants of the people. Government needs to be scrutinized. Government's manifestos needs to be understood beyond the faces of the people who represent them. The woman in the hospital would have voted for NRM. And today, the doctors are on strike. Unfortunately, a couple of them have lost family members who are really, really dear in this debate. And we really think this is wrong, because these leaders think that the people love them simply because the people vote for them. Mugabe once said, even if he dies, people will still vote for his corpse. And this is dictatorship in what we see, that the love for leaders, but not looking at what leaders present, is a question that we pose in this debate, that fellow citizens of this country, if you do not know the manifestos of these people, if you do not know their financial policies that they want to provide, do not vote. Is that too bad for you to understand? Does it need a professor to understand this in this debate? We think that debates are done everywhere, and we think that votings are done everywhere. And oftentimes, votings at higher levels of legislations have actually taken a twist on very sensitive matter. One of them is the question of whether the gay people should have rights to move around. You saw how voting took a twist, and later people went to court simply because people voted without what? Having to understand even legislation. So we really think that if you are not informed enough about the issue at stance, which is being voted on, do not vote. The law will not stop you from voting, but we are appealing to your conscience that do not vote Manzi, because you do not know. Thank you.